Rogers Cable Connections, and I'm Patty Elizondo. For this April edition, we'll take a look at cable as a unique communications medium. Cable is a source of information, entertainment, home security, and state-of-the-art features such as pay-per-view and viewer polling. We'll also explain how our billing system is set up. But first, a look at TV decisions on Channel 15, the easiest way to take a look at everything that's happening on cable. Bill, what does TV decisions do?
Well, Patty, we're involved in electronic television listing service. We created an electronic television guide about 7 years ago, essentially for the cable systems to help their subscribers find out what's on the cable channels. And that essentially is what we call our electronic listing service. It's a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week listings guide. The subscriber can cut on to find out what's on at what time during the next 4 hours of programming.
Mm-hmm. And that's on Channel 15 at Rogers Cablesystems. How is the program listed in time blocks? How is often?
Okay. When the subscriber cuts on the channel, it will tell him what has come on for the last hour. In other words, we'll give him an hour, what we call a look back. If it's 7:15 p.m., it'll go out an hour back. So it'll be 6:15, rounded off to 6 o'clock. So essentially it's good for people, if they cut it on and they're in the middle of a movie, they can find out the movie in progress. It'll also go up to a 3-hour look ahead. In other words, if it's 7 o'clock p.m., it'll tell them what's on at 7:30, 8, 8:39, all the way up to 10 o'clock. So essentially it's a 4-hour window for the subscriber to find out and really decide what his programming choices are.
Okay. What about the use of technology? How have you used technology?
Okay, we're presently in the past number of years, we've been delivered by phones. It's a phone-delivered service. We transmit into a character generator at the cable system, and that's delivered by phone lines. There's a modem which receives the information and stores it into the character generator. Now, we are going to be using a new method of technology, which is satellite delivery. Mm-hmm. We'll be probably switching over the transmission delivery method on March 1. Mm-hmm. What will it mean to Rogers Cablesystems and subscribers is it would probably mean a more reliable service. Subscribers won't have problems if they cut on Channel 15. It won't be down as much service because reliability will be increased because you're not dealing with phone companies and phone lines, etc.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What special features does the service have?
Well, it gives the subscribers a really good chance. A lot of people are movie watchers. It gives them a chance to really highlight and find out what some of those good programs on HBO or Showtime or Movie Channel are. I think Rogers specifically highlights their movies in separate colors. Mm-hmm. So essentially, if I'm a movie watcher, well, if I see blue or something, that tells me all the movies in those colors, are some of those good movies that I'm planning on watching. Another way to highlight might be sports events. You could use that as another color. So it's a good way to really target in on people looking for specific programming.
Okay. How is the crawl generally used?
Crawl's used, we have some systems using it for an advertising medium. I think Rogers here uses it as a very good tool to really promote some of their other channels. I think Spur basketball games are highlighted on the crawl. Another way is local origination programs. The crawl is essentially used as a bottom free-flowing line telling subscribers new information. I think if ESPN had a blackout or something, you'd see Channel 15 with that information. Essentially, it's good for the subscriber because it gives him the most accurate and up-to-date information available. In his printed guide, which are printed up months before subscribers get the guide, changes cannot be made. With the electronic television listing service on Channel 15, it's going to give the subscriber the most accurate and up-to-date information available.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining me, Bill.
Thank you.
Three of the best sources of information on Rogers Cablesystems are Cable News Network, Channel 26, Headline News, Channel 29, and the Financial News Network on Channel 11. Find out how to get the most from them next. Bill, how would you recommend that a subscriber get full use of both CNN and Headline News?
Well,
They're really two different services. Headline News is the Big Mac. That's the quickie when you just need to keep staying. CNN is the 7-course meal. That's the in-depth news that you use for the interviews and issue makers being interviewed.
Okay.
But Headline News is really the source you go to when you want to get the quick story.
Okay. What are some of the programs on CNN?
CNN has during the prime time hours, has some very popular programs. Moneyline, after the stock market is closed, especially with the stock market going crazy as it has in the past couple months, it gives you a quick wrap-up of what's happened in the money markets. Freeman Report is one of our most popular shows. Mm-hmm. That's with the issue makers and the celebrities. Our interview show, Sandy Freeman kind of grills them, sees what they really think. And then our most popular program is Crossfire. That's with Tom Braden and Pat Buchanan. It's the half-hour look at an issue from the conservative and liberal side.
You have another one called Take Two during the day.
Take Two is really much like the network's morning programs with celebrities and different helpful topics and interviews. Really fast-paced, fun program. That's on midday.
Another one that is very enjoyable to watch is Style with Elsa Clench.
Style with Elsa Clench. That's really one of our most popular shows, too. That's on the weekends and late night on CNN. And it shows you the latest fashion trends in San Antonio or wherever.
What about Headline News, Bill?
Headline News is really a service that's just coming into its own. It's the fast-paced half-hour newscast. We have 48 half-hour newscasts a day, so that when you want to see a half-hour news, it doesn't have to be 6 o'clock. You can watch it any time. And for the sports fan, you can get the sports highlight 19 minutes after the hour, after the half hour, 48 times a day.
What about the flexibility that CNN has? Do you think that's unique in the cable industry?
Well, there's really no other service that has the ability to go live anywhere in the world to cover a news event the way CNN does. During the recent election, CNN was able to stay on with election coverage all through the night, whereas the networks had to go to a television show, sitcom, or what have you. It's really one of the most salient factors that makes CNN a great station.
Certainly a great asset. Thank you very much for joining me today, Bill.
Thanks, Patty.
Chris, what are the 4 programs on FNN?
The 4 programs, Patty, that we do right now are Business Today, which is an early morning program that comes on before the stock market's open, and it really gives you an overseas analysis, gives you projections from analysts and what they think are going to happen in the market that day, and really gives you reports on the domestic securities and the credit and commodities markets. From that, Patty, we go into a program called Market Watch, which occurs live when the stock market is open. It's a 6-hour program, and it gives you all the updates on everything going on, international news and domestic news, financial and business-oriented, of course. It gives you both ticker crawls now that the markets are open at the bottom of the screen. Mm-hmm. And on the top, you have the Amex ticker crawl, which is American Stock Exchange, and on the bottom, you have the New York Stock Exchange ticker crawl. From that program, when the stock market closes, we go into a program called Money Talk, which is a consumer-oriented program for viewers to call in an 800 number and speak with guests on the program, whatever area or facet they're involved in, whether it be stocks or bonds or commodities or computers, investment tips, how to pick a broker, and that's an hour program, comes on after the market closes. From that, we go into the FNN Final, the Wall Street Final, and that program then puts the ticker crawls into alphabetical order so that viewers can then see how the stocks that were traded that day ended up alphabetically. Of course, not being traded, you can then put them into alphabetical order. And then the final analysis on everything that happened in the market that day.
Okay. Do you get a lot of viewer feedback?
Yes, we do, Patty. For a program like ours, you get it on, obviously, Money Talk, where the viewers can call in and speak to the guests there. So we get a lot of feedback there, and we get a lot of letters. In fact, right now we've started a special little segment called the FNN Viewer Mail, mail call, and we will respond to viewers' letters on the program.
Okay. What does FNN have to say to people that are not financially oriented?
They're not financially oriented, that they should learn to be financially oriented, and one way is to watch a program like ours. You do not have to be an expert in the field, even though many people trade by watching our program. You can learn what's going on internationally and nationally as far as finance and business goes. You can learn what bonds are about, what stocks are about, what commodities are about. So for that viewer that wants to learn what it's all about, what is this thing called Wall Street, definitely tune into the program.
And this is the call-in show.
Call-in show, right. I think the whole program would be good if someone wants to learn, but they can start off with, let's say, Money Talk or something and then gravitate to the other programs.
Okay. What plans do you have for the future?
Well, for the future, Patty, it's pretty exciting. We are 13 hours a day right now on Channel 11 on Rogers, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are planning to expand a half an hour in the evening times to give viewers a better chance to see what happened in the market that day. And on weekends, we have tentative plans to do something on Saturday and Sundays in the morning time and give viewers a final analysis of what happened during the week, an overview, and so forth. So that's in the planning stages, but something's coming up in the near future.
Sounds great. Thank you for joining me today, Chris.
Thank you, Patty.
San Antonio's most unique home security service is Cable Guard. Find out how you can make your home safer, and then stay tuned for a summary of our billing system. Clyde, what services does Cable Guard comprise?
Our basic package is comprised of fire, medical, and also intrusion.
How does it work?
Well, what we do is we go into the home, whether it be existing or one under construction, and we install certainly smoke and heat detectors throughout the house. We also protect the outside doors, as well as putting an interior trap within the home. Also, we have available on our panel a button that instantly would come into our office, and at that time we would summon medical help for the family.
How is Cable Guard different from traditional security services?
Is redundant communications. Now, what I mean by that should a circumstance occur in the home, a signal is transmitted over the cable that's in the home as well as the phone line. Now, one thing is basic with us that we feel very strong that we should have redundant communication, and we're the only company in the city of San Antonio that have that. It's not a necessity that you have cable, but should you have it, then there's redundant communications.
Clyde, what is your area of operation?
We work within a 50-mile radius of San Antonio, and of course that is by design. We are a service company, and we feel very strong that what we sell, we will always service. Should we stretch out too far, our service would not be adequate.
What is the cost of your service?
Our basic package, which includes fire, medical, and intrusion, is less than $1,000 for installation. And then there's a monthly fee of $19.95, and that includes the monitoring of the system 24 hours a day, as well as maintenance on the master control.
What are some of your success stories?
Well, we have one that is, I think, is really super. Everyone within this building is very proud. We had a gentleman who suffered a heart attack. He was able to hit his medical button. We summoned the medical team. He feels very strong to this day that Cable Guard saved his life. He took the time to write a very nice letter to corporate, but more importantly, the lady that responded in our monitoring center of the signal, he sent her a dozen roses, and that we were very proud about that.
Thank you very much for joining me today, Clyde.
It's been my pleasure.
We have 3 billing cycles, Cycle A, Cycle B, and Cycle C. Cycle A is due on the 1st of the month. Cycle B is due on the 10th, and Cycle C is due on the 20th. Your bills arrive approximately 10 days before the due date. On your Cycle A bills that are due on the 1st, you should have your payment in by the 13th of the month. The Cycle B bills that are due on the 10th, you should have your payments in by the 23rd of the month. And the Cycle C bills that are due on the 20th, you should have your bills in by the 3rd of the month.
Methods of payment are you can send it through the mail to P.O. Box 8, San Antonio, Texas, 78291.
We also take payments at all service centers. And the downtown location, which also has night deposits, which are open 24 hours for the night deposits, so you can just drop your payment into the slot. You can make payments at Kroger's.
Kroger stores accept only current bills at either the courtesy booth from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., or you can drop your payment at the Rogers drop box anytime during store hours.
We also, if you mail your payment through the mail to the P.O. box, it is processed by the bank. It doesn't come directly to us downtown. It's processed by our bank. And if it's received too late after the cutoff, it will not show on your next bill. So it has to be received before the cutoff. And depending on what date you're billed on, it depends on what the cutoff date is.
We send out T-grams or late notices when an account is past due. You should receive that approximately 3 days after your second bill has arrived. And it does have a due date on there that it needs to be paid by. If you don't pay by the due date, your cable service is subject to disconnection at that point. On the days that the T-grams are due, we do accept payments at all 5 locations up until 5 p.m. that evening. Okay, as far as monthly charges, we have the set-top converter, which runs $1 a month, and our Z-View Z-TAC converter, which is $6 a month. And these you can have with your basic service, which is $9 a month. And we have our premiums that run $10 a month, and those are Home Box Office, Showtime, Cinemax, the Movie Channel, etc. And we also have a new feature on our Z-View converter, which is a pay-per-view, and those are charged on an individual basis for the event. And along with these charges, we do have the state tax, which is included, and it's included on your bill. We would like for them to make sure they have both halves of their statements if they come in to pay. That way they have a receipt for them. If they pay by mail, to send in checks or money orders only. Please do not send cash in the mail. They can pay at the Kroger stores for convenient locations. And they should have both halves of their statements with them at the time of payment. If they send in a check or a money order, if they could please include their account number on there. That way we make sure that the payment is posted correctly to their account. On the cable service, we do not require a deposit, but we do require 1 month in advance payment on all services.
Cable is still your best entertainment value. Meet representatives from ESPN, Showtime, and Cinemax to find out how you can win a brand new Corvette by using this card.
This spring on ESPN, catch all the action and excitement of the USFL. Watch Heisman Trophy winners like Doug Flutie, Herschel Walker, and Mike Rozier battle it out with some of the nation's top pros. It's all on ESPN, the Total Sports Network. And while you watch, you can win a beautiful new 1985 Corvette, America's legendary performance machine, or one of over 3,000 other prizes, like your own big sailboard or a great-looking ESPN warm-up jacket or hat. It's easy to play with your Watch and Win game card. As you watch, just write in the points scored by each team, total the scores, and every time the last numbers match, you've won an entry in the prize drawing. 5 chances to match on each week's game card, up to 30 chances in all. And if we phone while you're watching the game, you can win an extra $1,000 in instant cash. Look for your game card in the mail or local newspaper. And tune in for 3 USFL games every week and up to 30 chances to win big on ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
George, ESPN is sporting a new logo, is that right?
That's correct, Patty. We're officially inaugurating our new logo on February the 1st. We're looking for a little bit more of an updated, 60-40 kind of look, if you will. And we're under new ownership now. It was time for a little bit of a change.
Is there any chance that you will be showing any of the Olympics?
There is a good chance. As I said, we're under new ownership now. We are owned by ABC. They have already wrapped up the rights to the 1988 Winter Olympics in Calgary and are currently negotiating for the 1988 Summer Olympics in Seoul, South Korea. Although 88 is still a ways off, there's a possibility that some of the events that they don't have time to air on ABC will appear on ESPN. It's only a possibility at this point.
That's great, though. What types of sports does ESPN cover?
We call ourselves the Total Sports Network, and we feel we have the programming to back it up. We basically program in what we call a marquee event, college football on Saturday nights, which was exclusive to ESPN this past season. Our United States Football League coverage with 54 games this year. Events like that, U.S. Open golf and British Open golf. We also appeal to the sports fan for events that he may not see on network television. For example, rodeo, hydroplane racing. We know that a great part of our appeal from our cable subscribers is that they will see events on ESPN that they may not be able to see on other broadcast networks.
George, what would you say is ESPN's proudest achievement?
I would say overall we have to be proudest of the fact that we are the largest satellite-delivered cable network in the world, reaching almost 35 million homes now. That would have to be our bottom line when it comes to ESPN. We're real proud of that.
You have reason to be. Thank you very much for joining me today.
My pleasure.
What criteria do you use in choosing films now?
Well, between Showtime and the Movie Channel, we air about 450 to 500 movies a year. The pictures that tend to have the most interest are the major studio pictures, the ones that everybody knows about. That comprises about 50% of our schedule on each service. So half the movies that you see on Showtime or the Movie Channel, you got to find from some other source. So there's a great deal of beating the bushes, getting tons of tapes in, weeding through it. It's an evaluation process, a negotiation process, in order to try and come up with the best possible motion pictures to put into the special features that we have on the Movie Channel and into the umbrellas after hours and family time on Showtime.
Do you base your decisions more on box office success or on the merit of the film?
Box office success is certainly something that's important to us. We feel that a picture that's been successful in the marketplace in the box office is probably going to be successful on our air. But again, the half of the product that I mentioned earlier that isn't major studio product, doesn't have a significant release, is a lot of it may not have been released, had a very limited release. So that in that area, box office is not important. It's more the quality of the film and how we feel our subscribers are going to react to it.
What about classics?
Classics is an interesting area. On Showtime, we air classics in a feature on a daily basis called the MGM Showcase at 10 o'clock in the morning. We also run classics on Saturdays. On the Movie Channel, classics will appear in some of the film festivals, some of the best of features that we do. And in February, we're unveiling a Hollywood Classic of the Week feature, which will air on Saturday nights. And we're excited about it because it's a different type of definition of classics. It's not just old black and white pictures from the 30s. It spans pictures into the 60s and even the early 70s. More recent classics, the popular classics, if you will, pictures like Easy Rider, that type of thing.
Do you try to find something for everybody in the family?
Yeah, that really is the focus. I mean, primarily on Showtime, which is a broad-based entertainment service that provides not only movies, but a third of our programming there is original programming, where we do provide series like Brothers and Paper Chase, which will continue, Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater, which has been great success for us in the family area, as well as music shows, both middle of the road, rock and roll, new music for a younger audience, and Broadway plays for a different kind of audience there as well. On the Movie Channel, the way we package the motion pictures, the types of special features we do, provides that same type of broad-based appeal in a movie-only service, which has greater top-to-bottom depth because it is only movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. So you do a lot of original programming, and you try to promote that.
Yeah, because our feeling is that it is a very good way to differentiate your product from somebody else's. But beyond that, we find that original programming is a significant retention tool for subscribers. I mean, they may subscribe to the service in order to get the movies that they know about, and we find them staying around and paying the bill every month because we have shows like Brothers, or we have shows like Paper Chase on our air. And, you know, the interesting thing that we found is that the show does identify with comedy. So we're having a significant comedy focus. I mean, Gallagher has been great for us, as we have for him. And so there's going to be some new Gallagher shows this year. We're going to do some, you know, some comedy specials with people like Harry Anderson, Martin Short, some of the Saturday Night Live people who are around now. So comedy focus and a series focus is really where we're headed in the original program.
Hal, thank you very much for joining me
My
today.
pleasure, Patty.
Steve, let's talk about Cinemax as a companion or compatible network to HBO.
Sure, Patty. It was actually conceived as the perfect companion to HBO back in 1980, and ever since '80, it's been scheduled and programmed to be compatible. It's scheduled and programmed by the same group, so every subscriber who has both services has the ability to pick and choose, and will never see the same program at the same time on both networks. So one time you might see a blockbuster movie on HBO and a rock concert on Cinemax. So the ability to choose is really important to our concept of the two networks, and it's really important to the subscriber as well.
Okay. What about original programming on Cinemax?
Well, we got a lot of new original programming coming up. We're very excited about a new comedy show called the Cinemax Comedy Experiment that we're giving young comedians a real wide berth and doing just about whatever they'd like to do. The first show is Howie Mandel, who is Dr. Fiscus on St. Elsewhere, and Martin Mull is also going to be performing in upcoming months, as well as David Steinberg. Musically, Album Flash has been very popular for us, and we'll continue to show it. Crystal Gale is going to do one for us. It's going to be broadcast next month. We're also very excited about a new idea that we got in association with Ray Bradbury, who developed Star Trek. He's doing a show for us called the Bradbury Chronicles that may, in fact, be a pilot. We're excited about its prospect. It's coming up in April.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah. That's really, as far as original programming, the main thing we've got going.
Okay. What is the makeup of your audience?
Our audience skews a little bit younger than HBO. I think we're really programming for the 18 to 34 audience.
And what special use do you make of technology?
Well, as we've done in the past, we have simulcast concerts, for example, that enable the viewer to listen in stereo and watch over Cinemax or HBO for that matter.
So this would be through a radio station?
Yeah, the radio station would air the concert in stereo, and anyone with a receiver
Could tune
could tune in and listen to it in stereo.
Okay. What do you think is HBO's proudest achievement over the past 12 years?
It's hard to say, Patty. I think getting on the air is probably the first big achievement, I guess, in any venture like that. But I think what we are most proud of is probably getting on the satellite in 1975 and enabling us to go from a regional northeastern network to a nationally distributed pay TV network.
Steve, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Patty.
We encourage you to get your Z-View if you haven't already done so that you can enjoy first choice pay-per-view and viewer polling on Showcase 7 with Lorenzo Nastasi. Find out about this and more next month on Cable Connection.
Colonel Adam, across the country, there's some talk these days of possibly legalizing marijuana, even hard drugs. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's pure silliness. I think that if you look at the harmful effects of the utilization of marijuana, cocaine, heroin, you can't